Hello there, it's Chris again. Hi, how are we all doing? So as promised, I'm doing a bit of a storytime video today, mostly about my sexual and gender identity journey. Yeah, I missed Pride Month a little bit. It's nearly October by the time of recording this. However, I wanted to mark the occasion since it was October in 2023 when I basically changed my name permanently, if you didn't know. Obviously, I was not posting on my platform at the time, so obviously I don't expect you all to know that. Also, I just kind of wanted to share it because it's only been so long that I've actually been finally sure about myself in that way. While I yap on about that, enjoy me drawing the hello old friend guy in the background. So, for those of you who don't know, I identify as a trans man. And if you don't know what that means, basically, I was biologically born a woman, but I feel more comfortable being referred to as a man. It was, well, quite the jump around, to be honest. For a good certain while, I was not sure of what I was. I probably changed my name like half of a year before I realised actually that I was in fact a trans man. Mostly, I still am getting my head around it, to be honest. Like, especially with my name, holy moly, I kind of forget that Chris is my name sometimes now. However, on behalf of my gender, it was probably much shorter of a realization than it did for my sexuality. God. So, speaking of sexuality, if you don't know, I identify as aroace, more specifically cupio-romantic asexual, in which I pulled up a definition so I wouldn't get this wrong. So, cupio-romantic, often short to cupio, is an umbrella term that describes an individual who may desire a romantic relationship, but may experience little to no romantic attraction. Whether cupio-romantics get into romantic relationships or do often romantic acts differs with each and every person. Personally, for myself, it's more that I like the idea of it rather than would actually get in a relationship. So it's a bit hard to explain, but I'm going to try my best here. For a good long while, I basically had it cemented in my head that I just had not found the right person for that kind of relationship. I had probably been aware relationships like this existed since I was basically a little kid. So people around my age, 16 to 17, believe that now's the time to start actually getting in said relationships. I believed I would also do the same, but after ages of it basically happening, I never got anywhere with it. I basically convinced myself that I'd get in a relationship with somebody if I basically was close enough with them, but not a friend though, because that would just be weird and awkward in my opinion. So yeah, I was being pretty much a bit of a hypocrite at that point. It even came to a bit of a point where I thought there was something genuinely wrong with me about it. Like, why am I not feeling anything for anybody? Like, I want to be in a relationship, but why have I not just found the right person? I've met tons of people in how long I've lived. And it created a weird thought in my head, basically, where I was just waiting for it to happen and never doing anything actively about it. Yes, I wanted to be in a relationship, but I was happy not being in one currently. And eventually it came to the point where I was in fact asked if I was aroace, and I said, well, no, I'm not. Part of this reason is I do have like fictional crushes. And so basically I said to myself, oh, well, that means I can't be aroace. I still feel attraction, just not for real people. Yeah, for a good 4 years, that was my reasoning. Until one of my friends basically said to me, well, you still can be aroace and have feelings for romantic characters. That's a completely valid thing. In which I definitely had to think about it because this was just a whole new perspective put onto me. I definitely had to do a lot of thinking about it, obviously, because, well, I was very unsure and stuff like that. And it basically led to me rethinking a lot of the things I'd been thinking, basically re-questioning if maybe what I thought was something wrong with me was just me not thinking too much about it in the first place. Plus, I did use other sexuality labels in the past, like pansexual or bisexual, and well, they didn't feel like they stuck too well, but I said I was them anyway because, like I said, in my head, that's what I thought I was. Even came out to my parents as this, in which they, well, asked me if I was sure and stuff like that, in which I was basically telling myself, yeah, I'm sure. I was not sure. I was not sure. It's only really now, like 5 months later, that I actually am definitely sure that I'm not that. I actually tend to use the label Aeroace or QPOace more because it's actually one of the first labels I've used that actually sticks and actually feels right for me. Which it did take me a while to figure it out, and it did in fact lead me to having a bit of an identity crisis when I was around 14. Isn't that fun? But looking back now, it does actually make a lot of sense looking back on some things when I was younger. Technically, in a sense, I had only been in one relationship, but it wasn't a proper relationship. Plus, looking back now, I don't really like that person. They were quite toxic on me, and because of it, they did leave quite an effect on me. I don't really want to go too much into it because it's quite a personal thing, but it was something that I do look back on because obviously it was my first real kind of romantic relationship in a sense. We didn't really do much, but I still count it as one. Didn't want this to be kind of venti, but it kind of is in a way because of, well, just how much of a journey it was in the first place. Obviously, it was going to be a confusing one. There was no saying it wouldn't be like that. But I definitely feel much more happier in my skin looking back now, and honestly, I'm just really happy that I know now who I am, and it feels good that I know now who I am. And obviously, being more certain and not being as affected by some stuff in my past as I was, I can now confidently say I'm much happier knowing better who I am now. Obviously, I haven't been so certain for so long, but I'm pretty sure I am certain because, well, like I said, I feel much more confident and much more certain than I've been. Plus, I genuinely just want to be a bit open with my audience, to be honest. That was probably my main reason for making this video in the first place. Now, on a more unrelated note, if you're paying attention to the background, you'll notice I'm doing a different speed paint now. I mentioned in a post actually I made probably yesterday, I think it was, that I have a few plans for October coming up. One of them was in fact a animatic for my OC Chaotix. Back in there, you see her, look at her. Beautiful. I've been wanting to make an animatic with her for probably like a good 3 months now. It's just I have not been able to because I didn't know what song to use. I finally decided on a song, so I think I will actually be working on it pretty soon, to be honest, because, well, I've got the time to do it now that I've got all my video plans out the way. Plus, it will be a bit of a relief considering, like I mentioned at the beginning, I'm a bit sick right now. It'll be a relief on my voice. Also, it'll be a bit of a relief for you guys. You don't have to hear me yapping for like nearly 10 minutes fucking hell. However, for art posts, I think besides the animatic and a few other things I've got planned, I might be doing a lot more traditional drawing because I've just recently got my hands on 3 whole new sketchbooks. Plus, I'm kind of in a more traditional art style phase, so I've kind of lost motivation for drawing when it comes to more digital art pieces. Obviously, I do my own thumbnails, so besides those, I haven't really had any kind of urge to specifically go onto Ibis and draw on there. Who knows, I might enter my digital art phase in like a good month or so, but like these phases, they're quite long, so no promises. Also in the making of this video, I've been trying to focus on how the hell the framing works because, well, I know you all noticed it, the video I made on my commentary last time. Why was it so small? Also, as making this, I noticed that I've now hit 200 views, which feels like I only did it in like a week. What the fuck? Yeah, I've only been posting for like 2 weeks, and 200 views in 2 weeks is just holy shit. I am really impressed I managed to do that. Thank you so much. Anyway, this is like the outro part of the video now. Happy early Red October, everybody. Like I said, I'm promising more Tord art, so that's coming soon. Yay. Thank you so much anyway for watching. This is a longer one, so thank you if you did stick around for the whole thing. I'll see you next time. Bye.